Okay, Queens, I am so super excited to be with you as usual. I am your girl, Madonna, and I want to welcome you, all those queens out here on YouTube, on my MaDonna.INcourage page, as well as the queens in my Ignite Your Confidence Facebook group. I am super excited to have you here. And of course, ladies, if you're there out in these internet streets, let your girl know that you're here by saying hi, hello, hey, or hey, queen, hey, so that I can welcome you and get you on stage. Hey, Deborah, so excited to have you here. Super, super excited. I know today is Tuesday and sometimes you are out there in these internet streets doing your thing. So I'm definitely happy to have you with me today. Today we are going to be talking about watered or be watered. Lately I've been thinking about that as it has been raining and we're entering into a new season where, it's starting to feel a little bit more like fall and not so hot. I have been thinking about that, about being watered, right? Because sometimes, even like right now, I feel like I can use a little bit of something to drink in order to just, be more replenished, more refreshed. And I have been thinking about that as far as it relates to some of the queens out here in these internet streets. Have you been watered, or are you constantly on the being watered? So I am definitely going to pose that question to you. I wish I would have typed that up really quick to put in the comments. But water or it's water. So I'm just going to post it on the screen so that we can take a look at it together, because I really have been wondering that, because sometimes I know we feel overwhelmed, we get tired, and sometimes it's because we have been overwatering other people, but we have not been watered ourselves. So if that is you, I would love to know in the comments, which one are you in? Which season are you in right now? Are you in the water season, or are you being watered, meaning someone else is pouring back into your life, or are you the one watering other people? So put that in the comments for me and let me just know where you are, because that is who I'm really speaking to, really the ones who are pouring out, but you aren't positioning yourself to be refreshed in this season. And of course, I will just show you a quick little glimpse of what it is that I'm talking about. So in case you say, but I don't really understand what it is that you're talking about, no problem, queen. I'm going to put it on the chat, put it in the screen just so that you can kind of take a look at just being poured into, right? Like, okay, like in this season, someone who's pouring and pouring and pouring. You are the one who is watering. You're the one who's watering. And you may be saying, Madonna, that's how I've grown up. I know for me, that's pretty much how I've been raised. I really feel like I've been trained to serve and not really be served. And oftentimes when I was young, as one of the older, probably the oldest siblings as far as grandkids and stuff like that, I was told, you have to wash the dishes, sweep the floor, babysit your cousins and other people, relatives, family. But it was never communicated to me as a youth to position myself to be on the other side of that. So no one has really taught me. I wasn't trained per se to be the other person. I was told, do this, do that, do this, do that. And I've always been the person to do that. And I don't know if that's you. You have been trained to give. And nothing is wrong with giving. Granted, there is a balance to all that. So like I said, if that's you, put that in the chat. I do see that we do have Deborah saying that she said, I need to be watered. Okay, bless God. Yes. Absolutely. Even when you think about the plants, if, like, for instance, I have a couple of plants outside that not planted in the ground, actually hot. I have to literally go water that plant. Like I have to literally, it can't be replenished on its own. You actually have to do something. Whereas the ones that's planted in the soil, it takes a different types of responsibility, although they too still need to be watered. So I want you to start looking at yourself that way. If you were like, MaDonna, I need to be, I got you. So that is what the next one is, right? Someone who is poured into. You know, you are always sitting up underneath good leadership. You're always sitting reading great books. You're always listening to audio books on the go. You're always listening to inspirational, whether it be music or just other things that bring you joy. And sometimes we don't think about that, but oftentimes we feel overwhelmed because we're not positioning ourselves, because we don't have stuff that brings us joy. Literally, like 2 days ago, I think I put in the Facebook group as far as self-care, and I literally was sitting there coloring. Like I was able to color for an hour, and I was super excited. Like I had so much joy with the creativity that I was being able to bring forth on this beautiful adult coloring book. And that brought me so much joy. And sometimes that is a way for you yourself to be watered. So you might be saying, MaDonna, I'm thirsty. I need some water up in this mug. And I agree with you. You know, there is such a thing as balance. Like you need to have both. Be able to position yourself to be able to be the giver and the receiver of all things good, the giver and the receiver of those things. And a lot of times what we do is we just do one, or we really do the other one. And I want you to understand that both of them are equally powerful and beneficial. So if you're always receiving, it's kind of like being gluttony. Let's just call it what it is. You're just taking in, and you're not giving out to someone else who really needs what you have. And a lot of times I see that with the women that I get to have the opportunity to speak to on some of the calls. They tell me all the amazing things that they do, how they show up in these not really show up in internet streets, but how extraordinary they are. And I'm thinking, man, you are such a powerful house that the treasure that's on the inside of you, other people need that. But for some reason, sometimes you don't see the treasure that's already on the inside of you and how valuable that gift is. So you continue to sit under things, and you just gleaning, getting more, and never pour out. I think it may have been like Dr. Miles Monroe or someone like that. They said the most valuable place in the earth is the graveyard, because all the treasures was stored up into the person that passed away, and they never shared it out. So what I'm saying is that there is a balance. Don't just be a receiver, but also be a giver, and don't just only give. Because on that flip side, I definitely know how tiresome it becomes. As a matter of fact, I was thinking earlier that being positioned to only give, and I got tired. I was so tired, so overwhelmed that I began to blame all the gifts that God gave me for the reason why I'm having this problem. Really, they weren't the problem. I was the problem, because I didn't recognize the season that I was in, that I needed to be poured back into. So I'm just saying to you, focus on that. Recognize the season that you're in. If you know you have so much to give, be willing and consider pouring out to other people. And if you see that you are leaning toward more negative conversations, more negative thoughts even, and belittling thoughts, consider that you need to be poured back into. I don't know if that just means like a girl's night out. I don't know if that means to treat yourself to a nice movie or a nice dinner or a nice outfit or what that means, but just recognize the season that you're in so that you can be restored. So that is one of the other things that I wanted to share with you, because sometimes we don't even know what it is that we, what we need in order to be a blessing to ourselves. Because sometimes we think that other people should make us feel happy, loved, supported, just that they supposed to do something in order to fulfill us. But that's not the truth. That's not the truth. That is not the truth. The truth is that you know what brings you joy. You know what brings you happiness. And a lot of times we have these expectations or unmet expectations of other people, and we expect them to do something that we can do ourselves. I've had to train up my own children in the way they should go, because sometimes they thought that I was supposed to show them, teach them, or take them to do certain things. And I had to let them know that's not my area. That's not my area. Especially like one of my daughters, she's a dancer. And although she didn't want me to help her to dance, I had to show her as an example that just the same way I didn't have that level of skill, that level of knowledge or understanding for dancing, I couldn't help you in this other area either, because that was never poured into me. So I don't even have it to give. And sometimes we can feel, as parents, we can feel guilty, or even as leaders, we can feel guilty because we didn't have that particular gift to share with someone else. And a lot of times I hear that with parents as it relates to teachers. They feel like the school should do a whole plethora of things, but that's not what their institution was designed for. Some of that just meant that you as a parent just has to step up and be a better parent. Not that the institution needs to go above and beyond educating for your reading, writing, and arithmetic. Although the institution of education has done that, that's not their role. Same thing I've heard with the church. Sometimes we think the church should be doing A, B, C, and D, but that's not the assignment on that pastor's life. If God showed it to you and you see the gap, to me, what needs to happen is that you are the church that's supposed to fill that role and not someone else. A lot of times we want to give that to someone else, but I'm just saying, I want you to recognize that, because here are some other things that you can do to refresh your own life, which is the example that I have here in the water pitcher, right? Because there are some other things that we can do to spice up our water pitcher. We can put a little peppermint in it, or some watermelon, or maybe even some lemon with a little bit of sugar or honey. And here are a few things, right? To try something new. I know maybe like a year ago, I was like doing so many new things, especially for my birthday. And if AKA or FYI and all the things, birthday is in October, just in case you were asking. But I was just trying all kinds of new things. So of course, one of the things that I tried was indoor skydiving, right? I had never done that, but I was just like, you know what? This year I'm going to go and try doing something new. And I really enjoyed it. I am looking forward to doing that again. But I want you to start thinking outside of the box. There may be a bucket list that you have been longing to do and waiting for someone else to do it, but I'm saying don't wait for someone else. If that is something that you had as a desire, go out and try it. You never know, you might really, really like it. It may bring you joy. It may give you more creativity. It may give you another passion for something that you never even realized, like, oh, you know what? I really, really like that. Just try it. You just never know. Another thing that's really good is go somewhere different. This is one that I have been doing for like literally 5 years. one year, maybe like the first or the second year, I literally said I wanted to go to a different state every month. Every month, I want to go to a different state. And I was able to succeed, and I really enjoyed that. That gave me so much insight on different cultures, different foods, different people, because sometimes you think, well, why do people think that way? Well, when you go and travel and you go to different states, you realize, oh, these people not doing it like how we do it over here in the South or the North or the East or the West. So just trying something different. It doesn't have to be traveling per se, but just something different. Another thing that has really expanded my thinking has been reading thought-provoking books. Oh my goodness. Some of them really just snatch me right up. And I have been so grateful and such a different person because of the different ways that I can now think about certain situations. Whereas before I would be getting angry about stuff. Now it's just like, okay, cool. Like, okay, this is what they doing. Or like when people come to me and they're experiencing a bad day, I realize that's their moment. I don't have to agree or come in agreement with their experience, but I can observe it. And if I would like to partake in whatever it is that they're experiencing, I make a conscious decision now whether I want to participate or not. So by reading all these thought-provoking books have really challenged me a lot on where I would like to think about my situation and how I feel about every situation. Another one that I really want y'all to try and refresh your life with is unique outfits. And I know that maybe you can't see that on the screen, so let me just move it over real quick so that you can take. But buying a new unique outfit, this right here might just save some people's lives. Okay, seriously, like there may be an outfit that you just like, MaDonna, my age prohibits me from trying it out, but I'm saying try it out. And if you really like it, buy it. Like sometimes I remember in the past, like literally I would be expecting someone to tell me that while I'm trying it on, it looks nice so that I can get the feedback that is acceptable for me to wear. But then after that, I was like, I don't need anybody's permission to do what I know make me feel happy. If it makes me feel happy and I look fabulous, as I usually do when I try on certain outfits, I'm getting it. I don't need an amen corner. I don't need a witness. I don't need a 3-4 card. Like me, myself, and I is enough. And sometimes you just have to be that bold about it and go and at least try out the outfit, right? Just try it out. See how it makes you feel. And then flow with it. Flow with it. Flow with it. So one of the other things that I really did mention to tell you is a quote that I had heard from John Maxwell. Oh my goodness. Let me see how I can get this here on the screen. I think I'm up here, but here we go. He had mentioned the only guarantee for failure is to stop trying. He said that. And although I didn't hear about that many years ago, I did realize many years ago how I had stopped trying. I literally stopped trying. I literally stopped giving my energy over to trying new things. Like when I was just telling you about trying new refreshing things, or try just different things, or go somewhere different, or try new foods or whatever. I didn't realize that me just being in that, I want to say like Ferris wheel of life, just going through the motions. Like my brain was like on autopilot and I didn't even know it. And I was continuing to experience the same situations over and over again. Although that is not what I had wanted or intended, that's what I was getting because I was not consciously aware of what it was that I was doing as far as pouring and being poured into. I literally did the same thing every week. I mean, from waking up to, whatever it is that I was watching on television and going to the same places every single day. And as far as doing the same thing with the kids, like I was doing the same thing every single day. And I was tired of it, but did not know that I could take ownership of all of those things and then change it by simply just doing even just one of those things that I was showing you as far as being refreshed. Just doing one. Even if you just did one, put in the chat, what is one thing you're just like, MaDonna, I really feel like I could try this. Let's talk about it. What is one thing you just like, MaDonna, either I can try something new, like what is it? You want to try something new? Do you want to go somewhere different? Would you consider reading a different thought-provoking book? Or would you want to try like a new outfit? Let's talk about it because I really want to know what would you be willing to do. It's not really that important as far as like what it is that I'm going to try. Even though I try all of them, okay? Like I've already made a plan to purchase a new outfit every other week. Because I was like, I feel like I want to be fun, flirty, and fabulous at 50. So I need to start preparing like right now. That is really like my goal, right? So I still have like maybe 2 years before I get there. But I'm just like, I need to start practicing now so that I can still look, fun, flirty, and fabulous at 50. So I definitely want to hear from you. I probably will put this back into the group because I would really like to know which one of these you would like to choose in order to move your thought process away from doing the same thing over and over and over and again and being frustrated. But if you are enjoying where you are, trust and believe, you do not need to try anything new if you love the place where you are now. But if you're just like me, you're just like, oh, MaDonna, we got to do something different. It has to be something that I can do. I just challenge you to try something. One of the things that I have here, of course, it can be anything. I want you to try anything. One of the other things I definitely want you to try is the IYC Studio. Yes, queens. Yes. Ignite your inner queen. It starts next week. I am super excited. Of course, I do have limited seating, but I definitely want to have you in the room. This is going to be an amazing experience. I have watched this countless times as I have hosted as well as facilitated, and sometimes just a little bit of coaching, have helped women succeed in growing, leaping through walls and everything. And I definitely want to be able to have you in the room. This is an extraordinary time. Of course, it's going to have a lot of laughing. And because I'm in there, it's going to have a lot of thought-provoking questions. We will be engaging in a lot of different ways, in a messenger, in a Facebook group. I will be having a lot of challenges because I want you ladies to be able to push past some of your comfort zones and be able to speak to people. So there will be a lot of challenges as far as just to get you to do something new. And that's what I'm talking about, just doing something new. Because some of you, like I said, you are a glass. You've just been sitting there and just soaking it all in, getting it in. But you haven't experienced pouring it out. So I feel like this opportunity is a balance between giving and receiving. And I definitely would love to have you in the room. If you are interested, please, and not if, because I know you're interested. Okay, Queen, I know you're interested. When you see this information and you're just like, MaDonna, I definitely want to get plugged in, just put the fire emojis in the chat and we will definitely get more information out to you. I feel like Kate will be in the group and she will definitely let you know more about it if we haven't already posted something in the group. But I am super excited and I am so looking forward to watching women blossom and just being able to pour into one another. I know I didn't have a scripture on the screen today, but this opportunity is literally iron sharpening iron. Literally. Because now you're in the room with other women who have gone through different experiences and have different experience as far as expectations of what happened in their life that can bless you. Because sometimes, you know, you may be good over here in this one area of finance, but you're not good over here in the children area or the husband area or any one of the areas or business area. But you hear another sister saying whatever it is, and you're just like, oh, okay. And you can consider something new. So I definitely want to invite you out to the IYC studio. I'm telling you, it's going to be lit. So I definitely want you to be in the room early. I already have plans to buy stuff for the ladies who are coming into the room. I'm so super excited. So I am looking forward to purchasing things for them because I just know that their life is about to go to a new level, and I don't want you to miss out because this right here has transformed lives. Even when I go back and look at the old videos, I'm still blessed all over again. So I don't want you to miss out on being in the room. So please go ahead and put your fire emoji so that you can learn more about this event, so that you can be ready for next week and start getting all the information that you need so you can be prepared to be in the room. So that's really all for you, girl. I know it kind of seemed like I was in here a long time today. Normally I try to get you in and out, but that is all for me. You know I love you, and this has been Real Talk Tuesday. Okay, just in case you didn't know, this has been Real Talk Tuesday. And I will see you next week. Same time, same place.